Hi there. I'm Mike MacArthur, librarian at the Oshkosh Public Library, and welcome to another edition of Librarian Learns. This is the series where I take a look at some hyper-local Oshkosh history that has piqued my curiosity. 2020 was a big year for drive-in movie theaters. I'm sure a lot of people were wishing, man, I wish we had an actual drive-in theater to go to. And Oshkosh, surprise, did. It was called the 44 Outdoor. The drive-in movie theater was born in 1933 in Camden, New Jersey. Richard Hollingshead nailed a blank sheet between two trees, brought out his Kodak camera, and, bam, instant theater. Drive-in phenomenon really blew up in the 1950s. The 44 Outdoor here in Oshkosh started going up in 1948. It was built on a patch of land at the intersections of highways 41 and 44. Now, at the time, there was not much out there. This was about 3.5 miles away from the city center. The 44 was the third drive-in theater in the Fox Valley, owned and operated by Marcus Theaters, the first being the 41 Outdoor up in Appleton. They installed the latest projection equipment, in-car speakers that hung in the inside of your windows that had personalized volume controls, and a refreshment stand where you could get all sorts of goodies like popcorns, hot dogs, candies, sodas, you name it.
When you're here at the theater, hot dogs are at their best. We start with the choicest Franks. Cook them until they're just right. Make available your favorite seasonings and leave the rest to you. Everyone likes our hot dogs. Why not get one for everyone right now?
The original entrance was off Highway 44, hence the name 44 Outdoor, which is a common naming convention for drive-in theaters. The 44 Outdoor officially opened July 15th, 1949, with the showing of The Swordsman, starring Larry Parks. The drive-in was pitched as fun, cheap entertainment, casual entertainment for the whole family. In the late 1950s, the Candy Cane City Playground opened. It was located in the front of the screen and had slides, looked like a carousel at one point. I'm sure people who remember this remember sometimes you didn't even watch the movie. You went for the playground while your parents got to, have some quiet time in the car without you, I guess. There were things like Buck Night. You could get in for $1 and you crammed in as many people into that car as you possibly could and still got in for $1. Lots of people probably have memories of hopping the fence or hiding in people's trunks to get into the 44 for free to catch flicks like They Live Hard, They Love Hard, Angels Die Hard, Cannibal Girls. These girls do exactly what you think they do. So while the 44 and drive-ins in general were definitely pitched at families, they became known as passion pits. A lot of date nights there with all sorts of awkward and amorous interactions. So the 44 was done in by the same forces that did in and closed thousands of drive-ins across the United States. Drive-ins were a huge cultural phenomenon for baby boomers in the 50s and 60s, and even into the early 70s. However, the drive-in experience didn't really catch on quite as well with the next generation. Also at the time, you were seeing a proliferation of newer, fancier, more comfortable indoor theaters. The Marcus Theater on Keller opened in January 1974, boasting 2 air-conditioned auditoriums. This theater expanded to 4 theaters in 1983. There were just simply more options in the Fox Valley for moviegoing. On top of that, the 44 specifically was having trouble with maintenance and upkeep. The screen was badly damaged in a windstorm that basically closed it down for the entire 1985 season. But the real killer for the drive-ins was real estate. By the early 80s, the land was simply worth more than the drive-in could ever hope to bring in. What would turn out to be the final show happened the weekend of September 21st, 1984, with a comedy triple feature showing National Lampoon's Vacation, 48 Hours, and Tootsie. The land was sold to commercial developers. It was eventually developed into Aviation Plaza, which opened in late 1989, which had Oshkosh's first Walmart and a Piggly Wiggly anchoring the shopping center. The center was redeveloped in 2019, and today, in 2021, the shopping center is occupied by the Mine Shaft, Extreme Customs, and Rogan's Shoes. Cut to the streets, or in this case, the parking lot. All right, so I am at the site of the former 44 Outdoor Theater. So as far as I can figure from maps and a nice one that someone provided online in a Facebook group, shout outs to Diane, and it feels like this is about where the projection booth and the refreshment stand would have been, which means the screen would have been behind me, kind of where that shoe store building is behind me there. So yeah, would have been practically, this is where it would have been. The great thing about drive-ins are that anyone kind of passing by could check out the movie, which is hilarious when you think about when they started showing more risque movies towards the 70s. Anywho, cool. So, there are still something like 400 drive-in theaters throughout the country. There are about a dozen still in operation in Wisconsin, the closest one to Oshkosh being the Chilton Twilight Outdoor Theater. So, just goes to show you, the drive-in will never die.
We hope you'll make this a weekly visit. Bring the family. Bring your friends. There are always wonderful new pictures to see, delightful snacks to nibble, a gay, pleasant evening for all. We hope you have a wonderful time. Come back soon.
So, hey, I got to learn something. As always, if I left something out, messed something up, got a date or a name wrong, let me know in the comments or contact me at the library using the links in the description. And with that, I'll see you next time. That's better.